Hey Belinda, aloha. It's been a while, yeah? But we're back. I kept saying I'd come back, and y'all were like, when? The friends, I don't know where the friends are. It's a weird time of day, I guess. I just come on when I can, when the Wi-Fi allows. Yes, it has. It's been like, what, at least a week, if not more. Yeah, it's been over a week. So I was in Costa Rica and I changed places, and I changed places from a place that had really great fiber optic Wi-Fi where I was able to come on, and it was like, it was better than what I had in Hawaii. And then I switched to a place that was still in that area of Costa Rica, and it was like there was Wi-Fi, but it was not good, and I couldn't really get good enough at a cafe. And like, I don't know, y'all, I'm kind of weird about doing lives publicly. I like to have like a little sanctuary or something. Especially the nature of these lives, we're going deep. We're going deep with the invocation. We're going deep in like what we share here. And so yeah, I didn't make it happen, but now I'm in Ecuador in a lovely, lovely spot. Very energetically spiritual and yin and nourishing. I'm looking around and it's a lot of earth element. It is a little airy too. I'm feeling the air, y'all. My skin is dry, and I know when my skin's dry, it's like, it's airy. It's airy element. But this is actually, I'm in Vilcabamba, Ecuador, which is really, really an amazing spot, y'all. I came here in January for just a few days, and I knew I would come back. And so this time I'll be here for 3 weeks. And I'm at this lovely healing Airbnb that Reiki guided me to. I had made a reservation like months ago for a different place. And then really last minute, I was like, y'all, like, I don't think I should stay there. And my guidance led me to this particular place. And this place is definitely like where I need to be, exactly what I need, the vibration, the space, the energy. It's very, very good. I showed in my stories there are fruit trees. This is a permaculture land. And the owners here, they hold different healing workshops and events, and are very conscious, kind people. So I'm like right at home. And yeah, this is the Valley of Longevity, it's called, and it's one of the blue zones. And apparently the water here is like healing water. It's high vibe water. So it's a pretty good spot to be in. So why are we here? This is day 38, continuing of the 40 days of Reiki. And my intention with this series that has been not consecutive 40 days, y'all have been patient and keep showing up, and I so appreciate that, is to educate, inform, inspire, and intrigue you about Reiki as a tool for healing in mind, body, soul, and spirit, as well as a spiritual awakening catalyst and a spiritual path in and of itself, if you're open to that. Now, Reiki's not a religion. There's no dogma. There are certain philosophical concepts, but you don't have to buy into any of the philosophy really for it to work. You just need the energy and to find ways that resonate to work with the energy. And that's actually what I will be teaching in my upcoming healing workshop that is happening in May online. Y'all can find out more information about that. The link is in my bio, or it's in the description if I manage to get this on YouTube, which I'm thinking I will. And yeah, it's going to be a phenomenal healing workshop conducted online, meaning anybody, anywhere can tune in, and it's all live. It's interactive. It's not like webinar style where like I'm up here just talking and it's like a PowerPoint and y'all like say stuff in the chat. It's more interactive than this, because we can see everybody who allows their video to be on, which I will encourage. But Belinda's saying, where you are now feels better energetically than the place you broadcast from last. Yes. Oh my gosh, totally. It was like very lively, bustling city, beautiful beaches, but it was very young. It was like way too much stimulation for me, and I got in this pattern. My vibration was like kind of adjusted to the larger environmental vibration, and I was like overstimulated and making like overstimulated choices and like very much too much on the go, because it's not a place for really settling. And we'll talk about this after the invocation, about being in the flow, being in balance, how all that works, and how Reiki can really help with that. But yeah, so share this if you're feeling the healing in any of my live streams. Please share to your social media, your stories, friends and family who you think might benefit. And without further ado, let's go ahead and do our Reiki invocation. We'll invite in the energy, and it'll be shared with you if you're open to receive it, if you want it. If you're not, if you're like, I don't know what Reiki is, like, oh, it's not gonna go to you. Reiki is very, it's like conscious life force energy, highly conscious life force energy, like the consciousness of consciousness, pure consciousness, beyond consciousness, God, universe, cosmos, like the highest source, the source of the source of the source. And with that high vibration, particularly this Reiki energy that I work with, which is like, is really good. It respects free will, so if you don't want it, you won't get it. If you want a lot, it'll give you as much as your energetic body, your energy field can hold. So it'll dose you just right, and it'll go wherever you need it. And even me just like setting these intentions empowers it to like do it that way, which is really cool. Again, it's respecting my free will. Y'all, Reiki is phenomenal. I mean, that's why I've been on here 38 days talking about it, and I could go on. This could be like the 4,000 days of Reiki. For real, because it has changed my life in so many ways and has benefited me in so many ways and continues to benefit me in my life in all the ways. And being is just like, it's my go-to tool for like dealing with life and dealing with having a mind and dealing with being in a human body right now at this moment on earth. So let's invite the Reiki. Y'all go ahead and close your eyes, settle in. Take some deep breaths. Be present. Maybe the first time you've been present all day, and that's okay. Make space to receive. Open to receive inside of you and around you. The light of Reiki fills the space around you. As you breathe in, the light of Reiki flows in on your breath and fills your body. You receive the light, and the light within you wakes up and is revealed to you. This is the light of your life force, your spirit, that eternal part of you, your true nature. There are archangels standing at the corners of the land and on every side standing all around you, and they shine their light into the light. As you breathe in, the power of love fills your breath, and as you receive the power of love, and the power of love within you wakes up and is revealed to you. You remember, love is who you are at the core of your being. The truth is love. Your true nature is love. You're made of love. You are love. The light of the divine mind fills your breath, and as you breathe in, you receive the power of the divine mind, and the divine mind within you wakes up. Your higher consciousness, your higher thought is present, and the field of possibilities is open. Anything is possible in this space of the divine mind. Your intuition, instincts, and imagination are awake. Your inner guidance, your inner truth, and your inner authority are revealed. Your heightened perceptions, senses, instincts, and observations are awake and present and revealed to you. The light of the divine heart fills your breath. And as you breathe in, you receive the power of the divine heart, and the divine heart within you wakes up, and your heart light is revealed. Your heart light shines out in front of you, on each side, above you, below you, and within you. Your heart light transcends time and space. Your heart light is your guide. It's your guide to this world and all the worlds. It's your guide to the universe, your access, your keys to the divine inside you and the divine all around you. This is your divine presence. And as you see your divine presence, you see it in everything and everyone around you. The light of the earth rises through you and fills your body and your breath. And you remember that your body is made of the earth. The Earth Mother supports you. The Earth Mother loves you. The Earth Mother gives and gives and gives so generously. Your body gives your life force, your spirit, breath, and life. Your body is the treasure house for your great beaming light. Your pure human spirit is revealed. Thank you, Mother Earth. The light of creation, the light of God, fills the air you breathe and flows in and reveals the light of creation, the light of God in you. Your divine spirit is revealed. Your divine spirit and human spirit unify in your breath. When you listen, you can hear the heartbeat of the earth and the heartbeat of creation beating in the same rhythm as your heart. You are all one. We are all one. We are all unified. The light of creation and the light of your body are one light within you. Together we are one huge, luminous, infinite, eternal light together across time and space. Your divine nature is present in your human nature. Your divine spirit is present in your human spirit. You remember your beautiful spirit, your life force, your light force is here in your life, available, accessible to you, open, receptive in this moment in time. Look into your heart and say thank you to you. Take this time to notice how deeply you love, how deeply you care. If you didn't love and care, you wouldn't be here. We say thank you to each other. We are meant to be here together today. Reiki always calls together a divine circle. Anytime Reiki is the focus. We say thank you to the angels and the enlightened ones and the ascended masters and the brothers and sisters in the light. And thank you to the teachers who come before us and the descendants who come after us. We are honored to be among them. Aho, amen, namaste. And so it is. Thank you, mahalo, gracias. As a child of God, I claim my power and purpose as a servant of God. I demand that all darkness leave me and all who are present immediately. Into the light be healed, into the light be healed, into the light be healed. I ask that Archangel Michael place me and all who are present in his blue bubble of protection against all darkness. Hello everyone, aloha. Y'all can start coming back. Archangel Michael says it's a blue bubble of protection, but it's also a blue bubble of creativity. He does that too. He does that too. He offers so much. They all do. And if you're like not into beings, that's cool too. Reiki does not require that you be into spiritual beings. If you are into spiritual beings, you can be into any spiritual beings of your choosing. You know, there are some recommendations around that to make sure you're connecting with enlightened beings who are functioning on a non-dual frequency. Non-dual meaning there is no love and fear, there's just love. There's no light and dark, it's just light. There is no separation, it's just one. These are very, very high vibrational beings, and sometimes, you know, spiritual folks, we're working with maybe whatever kind of beings, and you know, often these beings, maybe they're in the astral realm. In Reiki, they're called the second heaven, and these beings tend to be dual beings who are working with love and fear, light and dark, and often have their own agendas, and often don't always respect the free will in the way that enlightened beings will do. And these enlightened beings that are available to everyone to work with help so much on all the levels of healing and on all the levels of spiritual awakening. And you know, they'll even heal any harm that may have come about from working with maybe some of these lower level beings. This was not the plan to talk about this, but hey, that's just what comes up, right? If y'all have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat now or at any time. Any Reiki related questions. I'm not talking about raw food on here, raw food in connection to Reiki, but otherwise this is a Reiki live, just so y'all know. But I will say, I'm drinking a very nice green juice here. It is fresh sugarcane juice as well as celery juice and a mixed green juice that I got at the juice bar. I got all this stuff 2 different places, and you know me, I'm like making the potions always. I put some lemon in there too. Oh, it's so good. Lemon that I found on this property. It might actually be lime. It was on the ground. I was just ready to go. So 4C13 says, it's so hard to discern among channels. Yes. And a lot of people discover they are channels. Possibly that comes into their awareness, you know, after a while of maybe experiencing it. Or maybe it's like really obvious. It's like, whoa, I'm a channel. Okay. And then what I'm finding is people often like don't use that discernment. I think first off, we all can be channels. Like, it's a skill. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm a channel and you're not a channel. It's something that can be developed in, I think, any human being. Maybe some of us have more experience in it in our soul history, so it's easier or more obvious to step into earlier in life. For others, maybe there's a lot of density to release. There's a lot of this culturally created self, you know, from just being a human born on planet Earth at this time. There's this whole human pain body and, you know, forgetting that happens, and then, you know, start being programmed by your parents who were programmed by their parents who were programmed by et cetera, and by the society at large, by, you know, specific cultural kinds of programming and conditioning. And we lose sight of our authentic self, and the authentic self is something that Reiki really empowers and will heal and lift off the density, the shell that the culturally created self creates around your beautiful authentic self that is, yeah, it can be a channel, you know, if you're drawn to that and you want that. But what I'm finding with channels is that often people with this ability, with knowledge of the ability, we'll just channel kind of whatever energy, or whatever beings. Not everybody. I don't want to make this a blanket statement. I think some channels are very specific, like Abraham Hicks, or I know Braca Goldsmith. I love her. I've been taking all her astrology courses. She's on YouTube. She channels the Pleiadians, and I think she channels a very enlightened group. And then Lee Harris, I love him too. He channels a specific ET beings that are ascended, and people, yeah, I don't want to say all channels channel whatever, but I think sometimes that does happen, and there's this lack of awareness in what exactly you are channeling. You're just going for the power, right? And sometimes there's a lot of power in the astral realm. There's a lot of power in this second heaven realm, this formless realm, this available. But it's not as strong as the enlightened master power, the ascended master, the God consciousness power. In my view and in my experience, that's the big stuff. That's the really, really infinite stuff. That's who I like to channel and work with. In my healing and ceremonies and, all the places. So, yeah, that's a bit about channeling. But my experience is, not all channels are super aware. And that's very important to me. If I'm going to channel something, I'm going to be super intentional about it. I'm going to know who and what, is coming through. And it's got to be enlightened energy. It has to be all love, all light. And I have to be very much present and clear and lucid the entire time that it's happening. I feel like some channels, they completely step out and, are occupied by some other energy. And, if there's lack of discernment about what that energy is, it's like, what are you doing? It's such a responsibility to hold that space, literally. For yourself and any other being that might be coming in, and then whoever is, a part of that healing container, whether it's online, an online audience, or, a group of people who've gathered for healing, or one person who's receiving healing. It's a very, very high responsibility level. So, yeah, any other questions, y'all let me know. I do have some things I want to talk about that came through. Y'all, I tried to do this live. It was April 11th. I made notes. I went for a walk on the beach, and I have all these beautiful downloads. And that night I tried to go live from my Airbnb or it wasn't an Airbnb. It was I don't know what it was. It was not the best place for me, but it worked out okay. I tried to go live from there, and the Wi-Fi was just not having it, so it didn't work out. It would have been really bad connection, but I will share a bit about, this song, y'all. There's this one song. I can't play it because it's definitely not, it's definitely probably copyrighted and everything, but I'll read it and just kind of share the lyrics with y'all, because I think the lyrics are so beautiful, and music is such a powerful way right now, I think now more than ever, to shift your vibration instantaneously, and also to raise your level of consciousness, and to support awakening, support healing, to support cultivation of these higher qualities, these higher levels of consciousness, that all of you are probably interested in if you're listening to me. So here are the lyrics without further ado. And you might recognize this song. It's similar to a different one, but I really like this version because I think it rings really, really true. So here's how it goes. This little light of mine used to be too scared to shine. When mine met yours, it would run and hide. But in time, I came to find I want to shine so bright it makes this whole world smile, and pay back the beautiful feeling that allows me to be whatever I want to be. And I'm gonna be free and easy. All right, y'all have to look up this song. It's by Beautiful Chorus. You can find it on Spotify, probably on YouTube too. So I'll read that one more time. This little light of mine used to be too scared to shine. When mine met yours, it would run and hide. But in time, I came to find I want to shine so bright it makes this whole world smile and pay back the beautiful feeling that allows me to be whatever I want to be. And I'm going to be free and easy. Right? Y'all know the other song though? It's like, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Like that one's sung in church and like Christian traditions. And I loved that song when I was younger and like, was exposed to it. But now as like an older person, it's like, we need like a remix of that because a lot of people have trouble in the whole letting of it shine. It's kind of like culturally not allowed a lot of the times because maybe we don't shine in the more traditional culturally conditioned ways. So this is the other version. This little light of mine used to be too scared to shine. When mine met yours, it would run and hide. But in time, I came to find I want to shine so bright it makes this whole world smile and pay back this beautiful feeling that allows me to be whatever I want to be. And I'm gonna be free and easy. She sings it a lot better than that, but y'all look it up. Beautiful chorus. This little light of mine, I think that's what it's called. Y'all, I was listening to that song, Walking the Beach, and I was just like, dang, this is like so spot on. And what was coming to me about it is that the more fear we have about shining our light, whatever that light may be, so you have more fear about shining your light. That fear is in proportion to how much light you probably have to shine, okay? And how much your light is needed right now, at this moment in time, okay? That's what was coming through to me. The more afraid you are to shine, the more light you probably have to shine, and the more your specific light, because no one else can do your light except you, the more potent and powerful your light is and needed right now by the collective. We're all in this together. We're all on the same canvas. We're all in the same world here. Each one of us is needed. So how does this fear manifest? Okay, this fear of shining the light. Well, I'll talk a bit about my experience, and it can be, I think, generally applied to fear. So it manifests as phobias. For me, it manifested as performance anxiety, some social anxiety. I'm adding this to my list, social anxiety. Fear of public speaking, too. Okay. So it can manifest in a lot of different ways. And it manifests too, like for everybody, as excuses block these beliefs that block us, you, doing what you actually want to do, following up on whatever your interests are, your passions are, because, like, for example, astrology, like, it's pseudoscience, it's not based on anything, and blah, 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 it's wrong, like, it's not a topic that's, like, socially accepted all the way, it's in all the magazines, but it's like just a little sun sign overview, it's a fluff thing, and most people don't believe in it. Okay, that's an example of some beliefs that block me from really pursuing this area of interest. Or, like wanting to pursue energy healing or magic or body work or, spirituality, spiritual awakening, prayer, healing, healthy diet, healthy lifestyle, anything, right? Making beautiful creations with flowers, mom. Painting, making space to paint, to create, making space for any form of creativity, sculpture, digital artwork, you name it, pottery, jewelry, working with crystals, crystal healing. Oh yeah, that's pseudoscience. Crystal, they don't do anything, they're just pretty rocks. There can be so many beliefs that block us actually, pursuing our interests, our passions, and then in doing so, shining more light in the world as we come to explore these areas and share what we're learning and be of service to others. Let's say you learn all about crystal healing, and then, oh my God, you get it, you get the transmission, you're able to heal others with crystals, for example. Or you're so inspired by music, but there's all this fear around singing. I never would have sang online years ago. I never would have thought I ever would have sung like publicly. I had so much fear around singing and my voice and speaking, so much throat chakra blocked. But instead of shying away from public speaking, as I did for ages, y'all, like in college, I would not take classes. I would try not to take classes that had presentations or discussion groups or anything, because my throat chakra was so blocked and I would be so anxious. And then finally, after I stopped doing drugs, drinking alcohol, and really started on a spiritual path and became vegan, I realized I'm actually extremely smart and articulate, and I should, more so lean into these public speaking opportunities. And I got the chance to teach health psychology to undergraduate students, for example. And I was like, dude, I'm like really good at teaching. I'm like really articulate and clear, and people resonate and understand. And, finally facing that public speaking and doing it, I was like, I really enjoy this too. It is a bit of a thrill, and I would get sweaty and a little nervous before and everything. But it was a big rush, and I really, really came to enjoy it, and I still enjoy it, obviously. This is a form of public speaking right here, and teaching classes, teaching groups. I've done a lot of different workshops and things where I've had to speak, and I've enjoyed it quite a lot. So, yeah, whatever you're most afraid of is what you probably need to do. It'll heal you, like the singing for me and the public speaking. It's really so necessary to opening this throat chakra. And you'll probably find that you're better at it than you think you are, that you enjoy it, and that you're able to develop skill in that area. And that and to let your process be a process too, like if you're painting or something, don't judge the paintings, just do it because it feels good, and like your heart really wants to do it. And maybe it doesn't look like what it's supposed to look like, but you can go a little more abstract, or like find your own style. And it can be more of an energy healing, or a vibrational painting. I'm going to start doing a lot of those. And, I don't know what they're going to look like. But I'm going to do them because my heart wants to do them. And my soul is guiding me to take my symbols that I've channeled and share them through artwork, and share them that way, even as like stickers on water bottles and stuff like that. So it's actually charging the water and like putting that energetic signature into the water, because that's a big part of how we heal. I really need to shake this juice. It's separating. Maybe I'll pour it back in my bottle. All right, so what else? So if you're afraid of it, you'll probably be better at it than you think. You definitely need to do it. You'll probably really enjoy it. After, the fear dissipates a bit, you may realize, hey, it's not fear, it's like actually excitement. And the excitement is a good time, right? Like we can deal with some excitement, all right? And then you'll also find, I'm saying, I don't want to make blanket statements, but you may find that you're able to develop skill in that area. Like if it is art that you're interested in, and you're like, dude, I can't paint, my paintings look like trash. Well, like take an art class, take art workshops, develop skill in the area, You don't have to be amazing at it, like just when you start, right? And yeah, just don't judge yourself in that process. I also want to just say that no area of interest is too blank, stupid, basic, banal, trivial, worthless, not worth doing, or fake or whatever. Like if it leads to more love, if it leads to more light, if it's bringing joy in your heart and your heart is like, oh, I just really, really want to do that, then yeah, like any area of interest or passion or class or course or workshop or anything you want to learn about or create, I say, like, let those excuses go. Reiki has been the tool that's really helped me with this. To ground it back into Reiki. Reiki is an example of one of these things I was like, nah, I don't know. Like even for me, I've been on a spiritual path a long time. I've been practicing yoga over half my life. I've been a meditator. I've been into like lots of things that are considered woo-woo. And I even waited for the Reiki because I was like, energy healing, like what is that really? Like what does that mean? Is that for real? And finally, like when I took my first Reiki training, I was like, oh wow, like we could have used this a long time ago. This is some good stuff. And then since that training, it unlocked this total like interest, obsession, passion with Reiki, working with it, healing myself with it, sharing it with as many other people as I can in private sessions, and now stepping into the teaching and empowering other people to give themselves Reiki. And then eventually I will be teaching the advanced levels and the master. I am empowered to teach those levels, but I want to start with teaching the more basic levels first and get mastery in that area. But yeah, I want to empower people to really use the skill to the fullest and spread it as far and wide, because like I said, it's benefited me in all the areas of my life and in ways that continue to surprise and delight me all the time. So Reiki, one of its functions is that it has Reiki in and of itself, and also in connecting, Reiki's opened up my inner guidance, and it has guided me to other modalities that healed my chakras, unblocked my creative expression. I didn't know they would necessarily do that, but I was being guided to that modality or that medicine by Reiki. And it's lifted the layers of my culturally created self so that I can come on here and sing. I can make tons of videos. I feel totally comfortable like starting, all this painting and artwork and things that I used to do a lot of art, like in high school. I was in art classes and stuff, and I know I love it, but I haven't always made the time and space for that in my life. And now it's like, nah, you got to do it. So Reiki, what it really does, and the Holy Fire Reiki in particular, which is the school of Reiki, the specific frequency of the Reiki energy that I work with, it starts revealing your light to yourself. And even to just reveal your own light to yourself. You don't have to necessarily share it, but like I would encourage you to. It's gonna be shared whether you come on here publicly or not. It's gonna be shared in terms of affecting anybody else who's living with you, wherever you go, your neighbors, like your garden, your flowers, your food, everything around, your water. It'll start affecting other things, but I mean, if you want to be empowered to shine like more publicly, you certainly can. And yeah, it has empowered me to study what interests me, and to really be like, no, I'm gonna study like whatever's interesting to me, not what is like culturally you're supposed to be interested in. It's like, no, I'm really passionate about like the more magical subjects, the more mystical subjects, and I basically am like Hermione Granger in Harry Potter. For those of you who have seen Harry Potter movies or read the books, like I want to live at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and what that looks like for me is studying all these different metaphysical, mystical, spiritual topics, modalities, experimenting with them, using them. And, you know, I create like Hogwarts with me, like on the go, like in my life. I'm living in a magical frequency. It's really, really nice. It's really, really nice. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah. It has empowered me to study what interests me, develop new skills, remember old skills that are a part of my soul history, like the channeling, for example, the energy healing, and just like really, really awaken levels of consciousness, very, very high levels of consciousness, and to start sharing them at my own pace, in my own step-by-step, like earthy order. Because I've received downloads about like what's going to be happening down the pipe, but also it's nice to see that and have that big picture, but it's also, okay, like, all right, there's a lot of steps between me where I'm at right now and like where I'm going, and you know, what can I focus on right now? Like, let's ground it in. I need a step-by-step plan of what I can do right now. So yeah, this pace is also probably faster than what you'd think, what you'd pick without Reiki. That's what I'm finding too. Reiki speeds things up, helps things kind of move along, because we're in a fast time energetically. Don't waste a moment of your life. It's precious. You're needed. You're needed. Any kind of time wasting stuff, like, there ain't time for that, okay? That's what I realized. That's what Reiki's brought to my attention. It's like, no, like, use your time as wisely as possible. Every moment counts. Every moment matters. Be intentional with the usage of time. And with that intentionality, all of these things about how to shine, in what areas, how to share, that will come in more quickly. The more you're making, the more I make good use of my time, the more on track I am in that way. So, and Reiki also makes it sustainable. So I know when I need to chill out and like take a break. But it's a very empowering energy, and you guys will learn, some of you I know will be in the healing workshop, you'll get a power symbol and it's powerful. It helps. Reiki helps you tap into that infinite source of energy, that eternal, infinite, high consciousness that is an external source that will be placed within you and always accessible and available to you. And yeah, you have a whole lot more energy to work with. And then what I've found is I became aware of what are the energy leaks in my life, how can I patch those up, how am I wasting time, and how can I stop wasting time, really, and use my time more intentionally, more productively, and in aligned with why I'm here in the first place, right? I don't want to be playing games and like, you know, not doing what I came here to do. It's like, I want to do what I came here to do, and let's do it now. Step by step, moment by moment. Yeah, I also noted Reiki is my best friend this way. It's the best business partner. It's the best divine time manager too. And like, take a break, Tay, or like, you need to water fast for a couple days, chill out, or you need to be away from the social media for a couple days, chill out, or you need to journal more, or you need to spend a whole lot of time in Reiki meditations because you got a little clogged up from being in the city. Yeah, it's an incredible help. So y'all have any questions, comments about any of that? All this juice is just like, it's so good. I'm gonna have to get some tomorrow. It's such a random place that sells cane juice by the liter, and then Like you would never think of it. There's like nothing else healthy in that store. There's like a few bananas and some fruits and veggies, but yeah, they have this sign out front that's jugo de caña, and I would go and I asked them to fill up my bottle, and then I added the green juice because I love that combo. If you receive Reiki, doesn't that activate you too? What do you mean? Like if you get a one-on-one Reiki healing session, or if you're attuned to Reiki in a Reiki training workshop? What do you mean? Because yeah, in both cases, let's say I'm giving a Reiki one-on-one session, I am receiving Reiki, and the person who's paid for the session is also receiving Reiki. I will receive all the healing benefits, as well as the other person on the other end will receive all the healing benefits. And those healing benefits and effects will continue far beyond, across time and space, going backwards, forwards, sideways, all the ways, for both myself and that other person. So it's not like an hour session. Yeah, we're like tapping into the frequency for that hour. But y'all, it goes. There's symbols for that. That's how it works. It's so awesome, y'all. It's ridiculous. It really, like Jesus said, he's like, this is like foolproof tool, okay? We make something that's impossible for humans to screw up from the Reiki. This particular Reiki energy, at least. So what else? In a Reiki workshop training, like the one that I'm doing next month, so when I give the Reiki attunements, they're actually called placements now, because the attunements were a specific style that I never learned, actually, because they had already changed over to the placements, where I think the Reiki master teacher, the person giving the attunement, had to like touch you and do certain physical things, and the energy was going through the Reiki master teacher to the student. So there, and that way works. Okay, I don't want to hate on it. But this new way, the placement way, it's a guided meditation where I will talk for 5 minutes or so, and then it's silence, and you on your end, you're listening to whatever healing music you like, and I'm on my end listening to my favorite healing music, just channeling the energy. And the energy in the placement goes directly from Reiki, the source of Reiki, to you. It does not come through me. Because I'm facilitating the placement, I receive a placement, but also all the students receive the energy placed within them directly from the source. It's not flowing through my ego or getting lesser quality because it's coming through me. It's going straight on in. So that's a really cool thing about the placement. And actually at the master level, the more advanced level, it's called ignitions, because it is the holy fire that's being ignited within you. And at the Karuna Reiki level, that's beyond the master level, it's also ignitions, because the holy fire symbol is the master symbol of the Karuna Reiki. And I'll be taking the Karuna Reiki right before the Reiki training in May, so I will be super duper charged. I've been nerding out on that manual and starting to work with those symbols, and they are really, really powerful. Yeah, I would love to have you in the course. Don't know where you'll be. As long as you have an internet connection and you're able to actually show up live, during the class hours, you can literally be anywhere in the world. Yeah, so I encourage you, look at the dates. It's May 22nd, 23rd. It's from 9 a.m. Pacific to 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. So are you a nomad? Is that why you don't know where you'll be? Yeah, it is all day. So you would need to be staying at a place where you had Wi-Fi and you could be present and connected, have some headphones, and actually be there with a good internet connection. So maybe plan, if you really want to do it, go ahead and book your accommodation and know where you're going to be, and you can join the course, right? If you're feeling called to it, please come. Yeah. So I may travel somewhere, but I will. Yeah, I'd love to have you. I want all the people who resonate, like all the friends. So, all right, I have a little bit of time left. I wanted to talk about this. This was coming up for me back in April 11th when I wrote these notes, and it very potently continued the next week or so. So feeling in the flow versus out of the flow. How many of you are familiar with like the flow? With the flow. Are you familiar with the flow? Do you go with the flow? Do you know, are you able to feel like sometimes you're in the flow and sometimes you're out of the flow? There's also like a creative flow where, let's say, this used to happen to me all the time. When I was in school, I'd have a paper assignment and I would just drop into the flow and like finish that paper in like one go or like one day. Because I would just get in the flow and it would come through and it would all work, and I would lose sense of time, and I often like wouldn't even get up to pee. Right? Because I was so in the flow and like I didn't want to stop. Did I stop my flow of urine? Such a weird thing. Like right now I have to pee, but I'm not going to because I'm going to finish this live stream. We're in the flow, y'all. We're in the flow. And every day, so a morning routine can be a good way to start every day in the flow, like creating a healthy morning routine that nourishes the mind, the body, the soul, the spirit. So just as an example, I do meditation first thing, and then usually if I'm at home, I'm making juices and stuff. I'm doing some food related prep for the day. I'll have my hot lemon water, then I'll journal. Then I will do yoga, and that's all the prelude. Sometimes there's a coffee enema thrown in there too, depending on if I need it or not. But that's like kind of a typical morning flow for me. And in the meditation, I do breath work, and in the meditation, I also activate Reiki and all the symbols. And as part of that, I also do a Reiki moving meditation that's really beautiful, and you guys can learn at the Reiki master level with me when I offer that. And all these things really help me drop into the flow. Like my mornings are glorious, like just glorious, high vibe occasions. And then, you know, I may enter the world, right? I may go out, leave my little sanctuary, and like, it's like, whoa, chaos, you know, wow, crazy people, crazy things going on, pollution, noise, right? And I can feel like I'm a little out of the flow, especially in the city, y'all. I had this feeling at the last place I was at in Costa Rica, like just being out of the flow and like overstimulated and just, But the thing is, what I realized, you know, I started thinking about ways to drop back into the flow, and Reiki always helps. Activating Reiki, doing my Reiki moving meditation, calling upon the symbols, you know, putting some Reiki in whatever I'm drinking, my water. Let's say I'm having problems with like clarity and confusion, and someone just projects a whole bunch of fear onto me and it triggers insecurities or something. I will use the mental emotional symbol that you will learn in Reiki 2. And that one is so helpful, like to just like put all in me, all around my space, like clear my space. Really, really helpful way to get back in that flow. So, yeah, Reiki helps me find flow so I know it when I'm out of it and gives me a way back in. But y'all, what I realized recently is that actually I think we're always in the flow. I think we're always in the flow, and that when we may feel out of balance for a while, it's actually exactly where we need to be. And the more I work with Reiki, the more I can get back into balance a bit, but also understanding that balance, at least in this physical dual realm, you know, it's physical, we're in bodies, we are made of matter, dual, love, fear, love, hate, light, dark, black, white, opposites, Democrat, Republican, whatever, that balance is not necessarily this stable state where it's like, oh, I'm in balance just always, like always, you know, I'm balanced, right? I've received the download lately that like it's not. As long as we are in a dual realm, there's going to be a little left of balance, a little right of balance, a little up of balance, a little down of balance. And that the more I use Reiki, the faster. Sorry, I just saw something under this chair. I was like, what is that? I think it might be a cocoon. There are a bunch of caterpillars around, and there's a bunch of butterflies around. So what do those caterpillars turn into? Butterflies. Anyway, mental, emotional, let's get focused. What was I saying? Balance is not going to be stable as long as we're in a dual realm, and that Reiki has really helped me tune into when I'm going a little bit more this way, and oh, I need to come back into the middle, and then I go a little bit this way. I talked about this with Tina in our last tea time, like the metronome of like a harmonic wave, right? Balance is more like this, it's not like this. Unless, of course, you are a crystal, something that is like completely solid, right? But we're not. We're like a very high percentage water, you know? Water is not stable. We are not 100% matter. We're not 100% earth. So fractals, yes, as above, so below, right? Microcosm, macrocosm. Yeah, it's all real. It's all so real, and it's so freaking cool. So cool. But yeah, this is what's coming through about balance. Also, when I spent time at the Buddhist monastery, the Shambhala Buddhist monastery in Nova Scotia, Cape Breton Island, Canada, they would always say there that like it's all path. We're always on the path, even when like the spiritual path or the Buddhist path, and you know, even when you feel like you're the most like mindless or like unconscious or whatever, like you're really reactive to your emotions, it's path. It's an opportunity to be present, to learn lessons, to move on as well. That's just as much path as the times when you're sitting in meditation for 8 to 10 hours a day and you're, you know, totally merged into pure consciousness, bliss states of being and like higher frequencies. Like that's path too, but it doesn't always look like that. Sometimes it looks like being emotionally reactive, being a bit more of a mess. And so I think the same thing can be said, that kind of idea or concept can be translated into flow, and flow as related to balance. And we're always really in the flow. It's just a matter of, can I be aware of where I am in the flow and understand that if I am more to the left, I need to be airing back to center, and maybe that requires going a little bit hard right. And that with greater awareness, you know, my balance is not like, oh, we're all the way right angle, right? We're down, like, wow. Right? If this is the elusive balance area, I don't get to like here anymore, right? I'm like, oh, okay, all right, back here, oh, okay. But y'all, y'all, any of y'all who've known me for a long time, I used to be like this, you know, like really high, really low, really left, really right. And I'm getting better at navigating this middle ground and like catching myself. Yes, exactly, the dance and the harmonizing with oneself, harmonizing in mind and body and soul and spirit, harmonizing with the earth, harmonizing with nature, really bringing that all together, right? And the more I live naturally and the more I work with Reiki and honor my inner guidance, and check in using Reiki, like checking in with myself and checking in with like, you know, more divine realms, you know, some of this third eye stuff, this crown chakra stuff, like really tell me really, really clearly, do I need to do this thing or not do this thing? Do I need to go there or go here? I'll ask these questions and journal about it and hold space for the answers to come. And as a result, you know, my life is not like this. It's yeah. This little light of mine used to be too afraid to shine, right? But she's not anymore. Shining bright, singing online. Yeah, so that's where I will leave off today. But y'all, thank you so much for coming. Please share this to your stories or any other social media if you're feeling healing, you're resonating. Any family or friends who may benefit from this information. And also, if you're interested in the Reiki healing workshop, all that information is linked in my bio or in the YouTube video description. And it's a healing experience. You know, you will receive the energy, you will learn how to give Reiki to yourself, and you will learn how to share it with others at a distance and in person. And after the workshop, you will be certified with an official professional certificate and able to charge money for Reiki sessions online or in person if you choose to do so. But you by no means have to if you don't want to. You can just take the workshop for your own healing and your own spiritual awakening. And in my experience, it delivers on both of those accounts and a whole lot more. So, y'all, thank you so much. Namaste. Aho. Amen. Gracias. Until next time. Shine on. Shine on.